Everybody, welcome back to Shock and Schlock. I'm your host, Churchill Gillis, and today's day 22 on day 23. Now, I'm only one day behind of the 31 days of horror reviews. Today, covering Henry Solace's 1986 disaster piece, Nightmare Weekend. Now, before we get into Nightmare Weekend, there's not a whole lot to talk about regarding plot, and you'll understand why. But I'll give you the basic premise. So there's this female scientist that performs experiments on 3 college girls that turn them into mutants. That's the premise on Letterboxd. But really, it's about this scientist, good scientist, and an evil scientist. And the evil scientist is trying to get this good scientist to. This is gonna sound really stupid because the movie's really dumb. But anyway, we'll get into it. She's trying to get him to make these. It's just like this project that changes the personality of anything that it touches, and it takes the form of these little like pinballs that just appear randomly, and she tries to weaponize it, sort of, and do bad things. Why? No idea. For context, I have seen this movie twice now in a week's time, and I genuinely cannot tell you what the exact plot of this was supposed to be. This is a movie made by French filmmakers in Florida with American actors, and you know how that goes. Usually it's with the Italian directors doing that. This one is even more insane. Nightmare Weekend is less a movie and more an experience beamed down to Earth from extraterrestrial beings that don't have any concept of what a movie is. What I mean is, Nightmare Weekend is a collection of scenes that have almost nothing to do with each other most of the time, with dialogue that is so baffling that it's almost to the level of things. This is a movie that AI could write better than, because this is like primitive AI writing. Yeah. So what will you see in Nightmare Weekend? It's a movie about balls that when someone presses a button, they magically appear and they go inside of people or animals and change them. Sometimes into horn dogs, sometimes into monsters. Why? Why are they doing this? No idea. Why was the experiment originally conducted? No idea. What I do know is this movie is fucking entertaining. It is bizarre. This is a movie a lot of people are going to really hate. Really hate. And I understand. The one halves are deserved. The ones are deserved. But the 5 stars, the fives, are also deserved. This is a Herschel 5 for sure. There's that old thing with this is your brain on drugs. This is your brain on Nightmare Weekend. Anyway, things you'll see. A man putting a flask between 2 slices of bread to hide it. Multiple times throughout the film. He is a limo driver, and we are never told, it's not a gag. It just kind of happens, like in the background with no fanfare. Someone slashes someone's tires so that they have to change it on the way to their destination, but they slash it so their friend can have sex with one of the people that are in the limousine while it's getting worked on. Why? Nightmare Weekend. The film opens with a clown puppet orchestrating an attack with a ball, and it hits someone's eye. Why? There's a part where someone boots up a computer program. That's a racing game. Obviously, this is an 80s racing game, so it looks like an Atari. And they start controlling a car in real life, and it has the worst editing I've ever seen. Why? It's Nightmare Weekend. Any of these things ever explained? No. The amount of context that I'm giving you just by saying them is the same as in the film. People have sex in public on a pinball machine while the man still plays pinball. Why? Nightmare Weekend. There is a sexual assault scene in this that almost has parts played for laughs. And he drives a motorcycle trying to catch someone, but somehow almost doesn't despite being on a motorcycle. Why? Nightmare Weekend. This movie it's dumb as all hell. The acting, awful. The special effects, not great. The story, borderline non-existent. The one sentence premise is about as much context as you get of anything in this movie. I've seen this twice. I can safely say this. Troma had a winner with this one. Yeah, the acting is laughably bad. The dialogue is so poorly written that when the characters do talk, it is immensely hilarious. I found myself laughing the entire time, both times I've seen this movie, because it's so odd and you notice something different each time. And it's not something good. It's not like an Easter egg. It's something terrible that is either not supposed to be there or shouldn't be there. In fact, none of this movie should be there. But if you're a bad movie fan, this is gold. This is a movie like almost to the level of Things, but some would argue that Things at least has more of a plot than this. And that, if you know what I'm saying, ooh. This is a surrealistic, critical nightmare, as my friend Matt from the Sick on Cinema podcast says. Everybody on my friends list on Letterboxd, except for one person, has given this a 2.5 or below. I gave this a 5. Will you give this a 5? Probably not. But if you are into truly abysmal outsider art, bizarro world, nonsensical cinema, this is a grail for you. This is a grail, and I will highly recommend this. I put it in my top 4, and it will not be dropping from there anytime soon, because this is a experience. Nightmare Weekend is not a movie, it is an experience of what it is like to be on drugs and be an alien at the same time. And then you wake up one day and you got a silver ball in your mouth and you're really horny. And you decide to go fuck on a pinball machine. That's what Nightmare Weekend's all about. Fucking on pinball machines. If that sounds interesting, give it a go. It's on Tubi. It's 86 minutes. It's on Blu-ray. Don't pick this up on Blu-ray unless you watch it on Tubi first. Trust me on that. But if you watch it on Tubi and you really like it, you'll be like me and buy it. So, yeah. That's day 22. I think I lost a little piece of my brain by giving this a 5. Probably lost a couple Letterboxd followers by giving this a 5, but I don't care. You know why? Nightmare Weekend. I love it. Anyway, today wraps up day 22 of the 31 Days of Horror Reviews. As always, I've been your host, Herschel Gillis, signing off. Zero thoughts, zero editing, zero brain cells, and zero planning. Also, a description of Nightmare Weekend. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't. Keep your notifications on, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Thanks for watching.